credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena.
No, thanks for coming on the podcast, guys. It's really great to have you here. When I started this podcast, Justin, I've enjoyed having good conversations with you and Tommy. I don't know if you guys listen to. Well, you said you don't listen to podcasts, but on the podcast I did with Jeremy, I shouted you guys both out and was like talking about how much I enjoy chatting with you. So being able to sit down and do a podcast is great. And so while we're in the Mad Goat studio, the Goat Lab.
It's the catch-all, but
the
it's made a good reason for me to clean.
Yeah.
Because it's been needing it, so.
The HQ. No, it's cool. It's a cool little spot you got here. You got a couple $20 checks here behind you. There's a couple, what are these, Pro 30 competitions you did?
Pro 30.
Pro
yeah.
30. Yeah. There we go.
30-yard max, for the real archers.
Right.
Getting past that's really, really detail,
Making sure that sight tape's dead on, though, is
20
is
yards
key.
is only as far as you should shoot a deer, period. So
Right.
anything past that, just unethical.
And showboating, really.
Yeah.
No, 20 yards. 20 yards, 30 yards is tough, man. 30 yards is tough. So that's really.
Yeah, when you were like 6.
Right. Yeah. Well, some of us, we got to do the best that we can. See, but 30 yards to you or me is different than a 30 yard to Tommy.
Anything past 25, I start shaking. I don't know.
No, so wait, were y'all both down in Texarkana last week for that shoot?
No, I just went down.
How was that?
It was okay. Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Good range.
Because is it still kind of like Ozarky out there, or does it start rolling into the South
getting
Arkansas?
down into the wetlands and
yeah,
that I don't know, they call it the Delta. I don't know if it's really considered, but when you go across the Red River at Texas and you see an alligator swimming right down the middle of the thing when you're going over it, you're pretty much into country where everything, the creepy crawlies and everything, will bite you or stick you down there.
Yeah, they say once they'll bite you or stick you. Was it a pretty good shoot though? What was the setup like?
Just the ASA. It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it didn't have very diverse, terrain for being in flatland. So it's basically like a regular ASA Pro-Am or whatever. Basically flat. However, 0 to 50 yards, how far they put the target out. So
you win that one?
I don't know. I didn't look. Didn't worry about it.
Tommy, what's the last one you shot?
I shot Springfield Saturday.
Crossroads?
Yeah.
Nice. They got I haven't been to one of theirs, but people seem to like it.
It's definitely a place to go shoot. We're so limited on, compared to years ago, how many shoots we get. So it's nice to have Springfield there. And, we shoot Springfield quite a bit. And they'll have, 2 or 3 qualifiers up there this year, too. So, yeah, it's a good place. And it's not as flat, so you get a little bit of, change up in shooting flat ground because you do have to watch your level and you got to pay attention to what's going on because you will be shooting off the side of some hills. Nothing crazy, but, enough that if you don't pay attention to it, it'll come back and bite you.
Yeah. And you and I have talked about this in the past of, a time in which there was significantly more shoots.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me about that.
Back, 20 years ago?
Yeah, you could go to 3 shoots a weekend and not even drive over an hour.
Yeah, there was shoots in, northeast Oklahoma, southwest Kansas. Had some here in Missouri. There was some in Arkansas. There were shoots. It was not a problem going to find a shoot somewhere.
Yeah. Why do you think it changed? Because studies will tell you there's more bow hunters now than there's been in a long time. So there's some type of disconnect happening there.
I don't know if some of it is due to. I know a lot of clubs talk about the lack of help setting ranges.
Yeah, I could see that.
And that could contribute to some of it. I think, the cost of targets these days could, because getting 30, 40 targets, depending on, if you got a club and you got several people that are investing, it's probably not that big of a deal. But, people trying to stand one up on their own and spend their own money to get it going, sometimes that could be a challenge for people. And you know, I think some of the older people that used to do it, you know, they quit. They got older. They stepped aside,
yeah.
and you know, so I think that some of that just fell by the wayside.
What do you think?
If your kids are in a sport like basketball or baseball, and it's pretty much a year-round thing, like a lot of people, if you know, I mean, which is good that you know, kids have sports, but it just seems like travel ball for basketball, anything, and then it's every weekend they're going somewhere. So I think that, and then there's a lot more stuff. I mean, the world's a lot faster paced than it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of the thing. You went to, I mean, Crowder used to be 40 targets, and it was all day affair. You were going to be there from the time you started till, you know, probably 2:30, 3 o'clock if you got an early start between people and everything. And I mean, there used to be 160 shooters show up there, out there.
So you have to do shotgun starts and stuff like that?
No, it's just a trickle start, but you know, you get behind a crowd of 5 and you're out there all day long. So I mean, so now the number of targets you shoot during the day have went down, you know, from 40. It used to be everybody was 40. And I mean, shoot, you have 40 targets now. That's, you know, even if small targets, you got, you know, almost $10,000-$15,000.
You think that's how much it would cost if somebody was to like pro bono 40 target setup?
If I paid retail for the targets that I have, I would have probably at least close to 25 to 26 grand.
Gosh.
And I've bought them right. Like I have a good relationship with Reinhardt and stuff. So the targets I have, I've just acquired over going to IBOs and buying seconds or this and that and other. But still, you know, I got a moose.
Yeah.
I got a caribou.
I
I knew the moose was coming.
I mean, you know, I take pride in having, and like I don't shoot my targets. Like I basically use them for setup and stuff. And I mean, I'll practice, put them out in the yard and stuff, and practice yardage a little bit. But I don't shoot my targets a lot, and they don't stay outside. Try to keep them, you know, premier.
Well, and it's kind of a perishable good, really, because you're gonna have to replace that insert annually, every 2 years.
Well, I fix my own a lot.
Okay.
So I can pour my own foam. So it does save me some money and stuff. Like the targets I just have in my yard where they get beat with the sun and everything. The sun's really bad on them. You either got to paint them or put some kind of, you know, some guys use Thompson water seal on them and stuff to preserve them to keep the UV and the rain. Because, you know, and then once you keep them out, if you get a lot of moisture in them and they freeze, then that breaks down the foam and everything. So there's a lot to having targets. So, I mean, you just either got to paint them or you got to invest some money and time in keeping them good.
Yeah.
They just don't go out in the yard and stay out year round without some kind of maintenance to them.
Yeah.
Same way with anything.
I'm going to have a little 40-yard lane on the side of my new house, and I want to put something back there.
I feel like you're going to be over here a lot.
Yeah, I'll have to see how far it is, because if I could save myself $500 just by driving down the street, I might just do that. But then you'll be sick of seeing me, and your wife will be yelling at me all the time, telling me to take out the trash.
I don't think really that matters. I mean, as long as you ain't coming out here in the middle of the night, but during the day or whatever, I mean, I know your work schedule is quite flexible, so
Yeah.
probably wouldn't even run into very many people.
It's true. And it's just picking up. Like, turkey season opens on Monday, as we know. Today's the 16th. Turkey season opens on the 20th. Tomorrow, I'm driving 3 hours into Oklahoma for a prom, playing some music for some kiddies. And then Saturday, driving down to Conway to do a wedding. Coming back Sunday to drive out to Republic to do a wedding. And then coming back out here to shoot a tom in the face. I already killed one with my bow, so I'm going to try and use a shotgun, I think, on Monday. But
Congratulations.
Didn't you go to
on your
Kansas?
Kansas kill.
in Kansas, yep. Drew that tag. Did over there in public land, which I was pretty happy about. And
I mean, you can almost hit one with a rock in Kansas most of the time.
And they're going to be twice as big as any other birds around here. I mean, and when I first seen him, I thought he was a jake. I was like, oh, it's a little bird. And I was like, I don't care. I'm shooting his ass.
Turkeys are a turkey. I mean, really, honestly, if it has a nice beard, I mean, what's the weight matter? You know, people like always want to have this thing. I mean, I've killed a lot of birds, and I mean, 20 pounds to 21 pounds for a wild bird, and that's even in ag country. I mean, that's still a pretty good sized bird for live weight because
Yep.
once they're breeding, I mean, they're running around and not eating as much as they, just kind of like a white-tailed deer.
Right. You see a deer in mid-October, he's, weighing almost 300 pounds. Come, end of November, he looks like a freaking
Bag
twink.
of bones.
Yeah, seriously. I try to get guys like you on and Jeremy and talk about 3D shooting more because I want more opportunities for myself, like with my work schedule. I mean, this is totally selfish, but it's like if there was a shoot Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'd be able to shoot every weekend. Right. So do you think one of the things that I was thinking is there's this big shoot coming up that's an ASA shoot, with that $60,000 prize. Do you think that's going to have any impact on the trajectory of ASA and 3D archery as a whole?
Oh, you want to get into a loaded question?
Yeah, that's a loaded question.
Look, you put big money on the line, you're going to get people coming out of the woodwork.
Well, you're going to have Tim Gillingham that already says, I'm going to win that thing because, that's just him. Like, he already started working on a bow like a week or 2 or 3 days after they even announced it.
Yeah.
And, and then, like, you'll have old handle Ace Coleman show up. Old handle boy.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
And, I mean...
everybody's going to turn out for that.
Well, I mean
not everybody, but I mean everybody who's on that scene that shoots the ASAs, they're going to be there.
Yeah.
I do think it'll draw in a lot of amateurs on not to shoot necessarily the money shoot. But what is it? It's like $100 for a 3-day pass? Something like that?
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I think, was it $250 or something?
To shoot the money class.
Money class.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be good, but a lot of people don't. I don't know if money even matters in 3D or whatever. To people that can win it, it matters, but the people that are... You got guys that'll say, oh, man, I don't care about the money. I'm going to go out there shoot for the money. I'm going to shoot with Tim Gillingham. I'm going to shoot with whoever, and, they're gonna be perfectly...
Real professional.
Yeah,
Real
sorry.
fucking professional.
So, they're like, I'm going to shoot it, heck with it. I'm going to just shoot it and try. Because like when we shot OPA up in Wisconsin, last year, there was a lot of guys that showed up for the bowhunter and it cost them a couple $100 to shoot it, but they shot it and didn't stand a chance. And they're like, oh my God, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be. So, I mean, I think it'll draw some people, but then some people don't want to shoot for money. They don't want to shoot where their score is going to show because they don't want to get judged. And that's where, like, Total Archery Challenge is, like, becoming such a big thing. It's because they can go shoot with their buddies. They can go drink beer. They can do whatever they want. And at the end of the day, there's no posting on the web or...
Yeah, your score.
There's no... post on Facebook saying how bad you sucked that week or whatever. And, so, I mean, I think it'll get a lot of people coming simply for one part of the shoot. And, I mean, the money is going to draw some people and, and it's good.
Because they're going to have amateur courses set up, too, along with, there's supposed to be like 2 or 3 concerts that going on at the same time.
So, basically, Josh is just trying to copy everybody. Like, we're gonna have TAC with the money, and then we're gonna have what Bowfest is, where we're gonna have the concerts, and you can come drink beer and you can have a good time. And I think it's gonna be a good deal. I think anything to further archery along is a great thing. But
and with a big event like that, even however many sponsors they have this year, they're going to see, all the crazy pictures, all the videos, all of the pros that come out. And you're going to have every bow brand trying to jump on that and being like, I need a booth. I need some type of a course like TAC does. You can buy a course, I could see it kind of developing into that type of thing. And to me, I'm kind of excited because I'm like, I think it could give ASA and 3D archery a little shot in the ass. Maybe and keep it a little bit more competitive. Like, I like the TAC style courses and that, you're challenging yourself, but there's something to that pressure of scoring that I think does make you a better shooter from my perspective.
Well, when you go out there and you have to measure yourself, you never win a tournament by trying to beat other people. You have to beat yourself at the end of the day. Like, you have to go out there and sometimes, you make a couple bad shots and you got to pedal or whatever, but, you get with it because, pride is a lot,
Yeah.
Pride hurts, but, I'm just wondering, the whole Clarksville thing is like, when people that are pros that are not getting paid to go to that event, are they going to show up?
Yeah, we've talked about this. That's
because there's so many pros out there that don't even stand a chance. And they don't even stand a chance when they go to a regular pro-am, other than,
meet and
they
greets.
give them enough money to show
They're
up.
being paid to be there.
Yeah, because
it's a weird attitude, and you kind of hear these rumblings of sponsors, big brands who aren't paying target archers as much as they used to, and essentially, or telling target archers, you got to be putting out more content. You need to start a podcast. You need to start making YouTube videos or whatever. Do you think that that's kind of the direction where the money's heading in from these brands?
well, I mean, it's just the writing's on the wall, because pro archers are somewhat prima donnas because they don't feel like they have to do anything. You go and you shoot and you whatever. Where these guys are doing content, like the Mohawk Boy and everything else like that, they
Whether it's good, bad, or in between content, it don't really matter. If they've got 1 million followers,
they're getting something out of it, and they have to put stuff out 360. They just have to put it out every day. So there's more content from these guys that have to keep content, because one thing might not hit, but something else will. But you're always looking for that magic post that it's going to hit however many people where it pays. So I mean, they're doing archery all year round and putting something out there. So I mean, these manufacturers are seeing that because they're probably getting more bang for their buck to a certain degree. But I mean, how many of them are kind of entertaining to watch, but they're not really that educational?
Yeah, and there's a line there, right? And I was talking to some guys earlier, and your educational content, from somebody like Chris B, for example, his stuff is fairly entertaining, but it's hard to take his product recommendations seriously because everything he spits is sponsored, right? So it's like, yeah, I'm sure that it is a great site, best site ever, but
you're being paid to say that too.
And you have a vested interest in the company.
Yeah.
Same way Levi will say, Ultra arrows are the greatest arrows I've ever shot. It's like, well, maybe.
I mean, if you see some star that, and they're pushing Ford pickups and they have a commercial, do you believe them as much as if you see them in their daily life and they're driving one without the plug?
Right.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, I like shooting all bows.
Mm-hmm.
I like trying different products out and stuff. And I mean, what some people are paying high dollar for a sight, and it's absolute dog crap.
Happened to me.
And I mean, you pay all this money, and I mean, it's when, Trophy Ridge makes a sight like the Swift and stuff that has every option in the world, and it's under $300. I don't even know if it's even over $250, and it has every option imaginable that these other brands that are getting $500 or $600 for a sight that ain't even half the sight that is. And I mean,
but then you see Trophy Ridge running into a marketing issue because you never see a Trophy Ridge Instagram post. You never see anybody talking about a Trophy Ridge, and they probably sell a whole mess of them, like the same way how Bear's the most sellingest bow, without having to have the shiniest advertisement. Trophy Ridge makes a quality sight that you can get at every bow shop from here to Timbuktu.
Well, and that's their lane, though.
Yeah.
They're not trying to promote it because a lot of your combo packages with Bear come with Trophy Ridge sights already installed and everything else, and so that is their lane, and so they're not out pushing that because it's like you said, it's in every shop out there.
Yeah.
And the average guy that walks in, is he going to drop $600 on a sight, or is he going to drop $200 on a sight?
Yeah.
Depends on how mad he wants his wife at night, I guess.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where you pay the bow shop an extra $20 to give you like a fake
receipt.
Yeah.
well, what's funny is, Bear Archery has bought Gold Tip and Bee Stinger and everything. So I am part of that, family. So, they said they were going to pay me, so I might as well be shooting a bear. I have a $600 bow behind me, and it is no, I mean, I could kill, it's fast, it's accurate, and I think people are getting bamboozled every day for spending $2,000 on a bow. Because I think it's got too crazy, because I really never thought, I never thought 2 years ago I'll be shooting a bear. And then the more I've been shooting the bow, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this bow. Unless it just completely tears up tomorrow. But, I mean, I've probably put 3,000 or 4,000 shots to this bow, and there's nothing. Shooting it at 100 yards. Here, standing out in the road in front of my house, shooting back there at 84 yards and putting it in a coyote target, and there's nothing wrong with it. And it's a $600 bow.
Right. Well, and it's a true testament of, like, getting those shots through your bow, right? Because we did league together. You had your bear. There was Elites, there was Dartons, there was Matthews, there was dang near everything.
I mean, I tried to shoot every piece of crap that I had, and I still beat you guys.
Right. So, it's not the equipment, it's how you use it, and that really is a testament of it.
People are trying to buy accuracy. When they're buying top-of-the-line equipment and everything, they're going to drop $3,000 easy on a bow, rigging it out. But if you said, hey, for $20, I could give you an hour of lessons or coaching or helping you get that bow set up, oh no, I'm not, because it's about their ego.
Right.
So you're buying accuracy. You may not hit jack rip with that bow when you get it home, but you bought the best. So I mean,
it's got to make you better.
Yeah, you got to be.
You paid the money to be better, so you got to be better, right?
But they ain't showing up at no 3D and losing arrows in the woods and.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, you find a lot of arrows back there. You're not wrong. And even like, I don't know, you guys weren't shooting with me when we did that, but there was this kid who came in. I was shooting with John Reeves and a couple of Markel. Is that his name? McHale?
Something like that.
Well, I mean, did you whoop their butt? Because I hear left-hand shooters are the best shooters in the whole wide world.
Well, everybody knows that. But this kid who lived in McDonald County, he got like handed down a hammy bow from his uncle. Couldn't even tell you the brand. Arrows, mismatched arrows all over the place. And this dude was like shooting pretty good compared to guys with, fully kitted out bows. And he's like, I just shoot all the freaking time in my front yard. I got a little hay bale he's shooting into, and obviously giving him some equipment and some proper gear, you could probably be a heck of a shot.
Well, and that's key though. And that's the discussion that a lot of people have is how many bow hunters don't even open a bow case or look at their bow until August.
It's crazy.
And then come August, they open their bow case and then they're like, hey, I'm ready to go deer hunting. I put three arrows in a pipe blade at 30 yards. I'm ready to go deer hunting.
Yeah.
And those are the same guys that they'll come in to a shop later that year and they'll be like, I don't know why I can't hit nothing. I can tell you why you can't hit nothing, but you won't listen to the advice. So,
and again, that could be in part due to a lack of opportunity to get quality shoots in. I mean, if all you got is a block, or a dice, it's it gets a little old just shooting 25 yards inside your house.
Well, it does, but even like your average bow hunter, if he would just go out and spend 15, 20 minutes a night 2 or 3 times a week, that would advance him so much further along whenever bow season got here, because archery is muscle memory.
Yeah.
And so the more you do it, the more muscle memory you're going to have, the more the odds of you making a better shot when the time comes is going to be better.
That block target can be a 200-inch Boone and Crockett in your imagination.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's people want to be bow hunters and say they're bow hunters and put stickers on the back of your truck and stuff like that. But I mean, like saying about the price of bows. I mean, I knew a guy in Northwest Arkansas that lived in a trailer house and had a 84 Oregon bow that he shot with fingers that Miles Keller custom built for him back in whatever. And he was the deer killingest guy you ever seen, shot with fingers. And I mean, he killed more big bucks than I would ever think about killing in my lifetime. And in Northwest Arkansas, I mean,
it's not
place
easy,
not known for, having monster deer, but he'd find some of them big mountain bucks and I mean,
I
You
want to
could hear a
get
beer
him on the
can at
podcast.
20
That's
yards.
that's my kind of hunting right there. I love being in the mountains. You got to climb down into a crazy ass holler, get tore up by all them gnats and mosquitoes. To get on the other side.
That's a great time.
And usually, if you're hunting the mountains, you're hunting cuts or benches.
Yeah.
You ain't going down in some deep old holler.
Well,
Where
hey.
the wind blows every direction that's
Yeah.
possible. So.
Yeah. No, I got into some pretty good ones last year in the Mark Twain, but some dang guys with a rifle, I think, took them during that season, unfortunately.
I've killed some good deer out of Mark Twain.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing about Mark Twain, though,
Drive the roads enough, you'll get one with the truck.
you go hunt it, you're gonna earn it.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing easy about hunting down there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up, down, and then, I mean, I've had deer that, I shot up on top of a ridge and off the side they went about 300 yards down, and then I'm sitting there scratching my head going, oh, this just got interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think a lot of people think about it where it's like, oh, how am I going to drag this deer out of there? And it's like, come on, man, watch one elk processing video. Like, you quarter his ass out, put him in a backpack, and take him to, a couple trips if you got to.
Yeah. Generally, if I hunt Mark Twain, I take a four-wheeler with me, and I'll be, there's an access road within a few hundred yards where I'm hunting, so as long as I can get it to an access road, I can get a four-wheeler to it.
Well, I mean, if you only hunt 40 yards off the road, then you don't have to drag them far to the road. And that's usually where the deer are on public land sometimes. They skirt the roads because everybody goes into the timber.
Yeah.
Well, with these new crossbow designs, you can, they're making it so those limbs hardly move at all. You can shoot right from the truck window.
You said that.
Let's not,
You said that.
let's not start crossbow conversation.
Oh, yeah.
We're only 15 minutes in.
Because I don't really like talking about gay things.
Yeah, it is. Well, so Tommy, you told me you're going to go down to that, the ASA, the big money shoot. You're going to participate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what bow you're going to shoot? What your setup's going to look like yet?
I'm getting an idea.
Yeah.
I've shot it the last couple of weeks. I'll shoot it in Minden next week. I'm still fine-tuning some stuff, but...
Thank God you don't have the black ethos anymore.
But I'm still working some stuff out. But, I mean, I'm getting an idea of what I'll be shooting.
What are you leaning towards?
Right now, I've got that Sequel 33 set up.
It's a great bow.
I'm shooting Pierce Tours through it, and that I don't know if I'll stay with that small of an arrow. I may go back up to a 246, like a Velocity Pro or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Get just a little bit more arrow, but at this time, the Tours. I mean, I'm going to take those to Minden next week. They shot good last weekend at Springfield. We're a long ways from August.
Yeah, a lot can change. A lot can definitely change. Are you going?
Yes, I'm going.
You gonna shoot one of them Bear Youth bows?
I'm going to shoot the Alaskan Pro
Yeah.
with a 246 XT Hunter.
Because that's
The
biggest-
best arrow ever made.
I agree. I like the Hunter Pros. but
No
the XTs are good
outsert
too.
crap.
Yeah.
No, just a nice, good arrow that anybody can afford.
It's the F-150 of arrows. It really is. It's the...
Number one selling truck in the nation.
Yeah, there's a trillion of them. No, the Hunter Pro... I mean, I only am running the...
Because you're bougie.
I
You're
like fancy
quantums
shit.
because you're bougie.
Well, you owed me a set of arrows. I said, give me the most expensive ones.
Yeah, well. Should get some of them Ted Nugents up there.
Uncle Ted, he'd love me shooting them, wouldn't he?
I mean, I watched him shoot a flaming arrow into a guitar with one of those.
You know, I
Celebrating the spirit of the wild.
I know Ted's so important to the bow hunting world.
He is the greatest guitar.
I like his music.
Yeah.
He's put out some good music. You know, some people you just like, yeah, I can take
Step
it or leave
easy,
it.
Nancy.
Can
Step
take it or-
easy.
This is going to be my viral moment. I'm going to get totally ran
We'll get into our Second Amendment right.
No. Well, he has advocated a lot for hunting and bow hunting and in
Just
good
the
ways.
outdoors
It's just-
in general,
Yeah.
I mean,
He is
makes those
outspoken,
points.
though. He is.
Hey, look, a closed mouth doesn't get fed, right? When you got a platform like that, you got to say something. Because if you're going to sit there and just be like, well, I guess they're going to take away our rights, like they do in Washington and Oregon and California, we might not have those types of opportunities, you know?
Well,
A suppressor's the best thing I've ever gotten in my life.
So there's actually, and not to get into the politics side, I just learned this today, that there's a bill that is in Congress right now that they said will probably pass it, will outlaw hunting with dogs in the United States.
I've heard about this. Yeah.
I thought they got that amended. It was in like some kind of farmer act that they were trying to sneak it in or something.
Today was the first time I'd seen anything on it.
It's in the Farm Bill, and they are amending the language pretty much to specifically make it so greyhound racing is the original purpose was to, you know,
I love
target.
greyhound racing.
It seems interesting.
Boy, they run after that little electronic bunny.
Yeah. Well, I guess the treatment of them dogs ain't exactly.
What's the treatment? I mean, they're writing stuff in paddlefish and doing
Well, you know, we won't get into that. So, I mean, you said the treatment of them dogs, but how mistreated are they? Because if they're winning with these dogs, they're going to keep them fed and healthy.
Right, Seabiscuit was.
It's the ones that don't win that probably get the bad end of the stick.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to take something.
That's the same way with archery. If you don't win, you're
know,
getting the bad end of the stick too. You ain't gonna get a sponsor unless you have a crybaby page about how you're struggling and getting your personal best.
Yeah, well, you gotta have that. No, you gotta have that.
Three paragraphs long of how you're doing your personal best.
No, companies want you to just have a fun time. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to put out good content. They just want you to have fun and promote their bows that way. Yeah,
I've won a lot, and they've never cared. So I got fat checks to prove it.
Yeah, I need to get me one of them. Where's all your buckles?
Oh, they're in the house.
You gotta put them on front display, hot and heavy.
Yeah, I got some in display case. I got so many. I got depending on how many.
You need to get one of your.
Yeah, I give you one. You can be my buckle buddy.
That's probably the only way I'm gonna get one at this rate.
Yeah.
No, this
left-handed shooter like you should be winning them all.
See, people don't understand. It's like a golf course. Everybody's like, "Oh, the dog leg ride is so tough." I'm like, "That's an easy slice for me, player." Like, you guys aren't big golfers. Those references going.
Yeah,
we spend a lot of money on golf.
Speaking another language right there. So.
If you need golf balls, just walk out in the field. My kids hit a mini out there.
Yeah.
Golf balls everywhere. Looks like Easter Bunny just had roids out there.
You know what they should do for this ASA competition is get one of those giant Dale Brisby size belt buckles and put $60,000 money clip behind it. I think that would really bring in the Cowboys on that one.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I would take it.
It looked good hanging on the wall, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I wish
I'm getting too fat for buckles anymore. I got slimmer down.
Gotta get on that Ozempic, dude. You can't be a famous archer and be overweight. You can't.
I am not doing it the cheat way. If I'm gonna do it, I just stop eating.
Same thing.
Walk a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not shoot snake venom into my body.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I know
because everybody looks like they're half dead on that Ozempics. Like after a while, they lose weight, and like their face is just kind of like I can buy my skinniness.
Is that what's in that snake venom?
Well, it has like
oil.
Gila monster venom, like a hemotoxin, whatever, is a main structure of it.
A lot of people are doing it. I mean, it's one of those things, these pharmaceutical companies are getting smart. They're writing in, you can't sue us if you take this crap. And I think Ozempic's
better than selling fentanyl, I guess, or whatever.
Well, they like doing that too.
They just die faster.
Yeah. No, I shot that turkey with that Black Label Quantum, and shot him with a Beast, not the decap broadhead, the mechanical. And honestly, I don't know. It must have been something about the feathers. I wasn't all that, and it passed through. Right. I wasn't.
A bird's bones are so flexible.
Yeah.
And they have so many, and like if you hit the wing structure and then they're moving, like that's what's funny is like deflection. Like depending thing, but like a bird is like I've got pass-throughs, but like I've hit them in places where it's just a paunch shot. Like you're hitting them at an angle where it's just going to buzz through them. But like any side body shot, like between their wing moving and their bones are so flexible, I think it's hard, especially when you have a broadhead that opens that big.
Yeah.
That feathers, it's just like trying to cut through feathers. You take a knife and try to just cut through feathers, it doesn't happen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, God don't mess around when he creates stuff, so.
No, I think you got that one right. And, if he's protecting them from coyotes and foxes and bobcats and all that crap, it's got to be...
I got this big naked head, though. That's what
And it's the ugliest thing you've ever seen.
Oh, it's beautiful when you see that old bright white dot come charging over a hill.
Yeah. I got to watch this one come in from 150 yards. He was chasing three hens, and they weren't having it, and I had a little hen decoy out. And honestly, I should have had just the hen. I had a tom out there with him, too. And I think that tom held him up a little bit. It was a little reluctant to come
I
through.
can go over there and get my butt kicked.
There was a full-size tom,
Yeah.
And eventually he was chasing those hens, and they were like, get the fuck off us, motherfucker. They weren't having it. So he comes bailing over towards this hen decoy, and he's like, I'm going to try shoot my shot over here. Well, and he got his shot. He tried. And that was his story.
That
Kind of like that
30-second
Waddell.
rush
Kind
got
of like that
killed.
Waddell thing, like, shooting a one-legged turkey. He had both legs. He just had his weeder in his hand.
Yeah, no, that's those hormones get the best of us all. There ain't no doubt about that.
Could you imagine if all humans rutted a month out of the year? It'd just be chaos.
It would be the purge. It would be the
that's
fucking purge.
exactly what it'd be.
There's no question about it. It would be nothing short of the purge.
Yeah.
Guys fighting over. Gosh, it would just. You almost wish it would happen just to be a part of it once. Just be like the craziest thing ever. You come out of it and be like, what? I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that. I don't know if that would be. I don't know if that'd be safe. I've gotten enough trouble over women in my life, so
It'd be
I'd be a millionaire if it wasn't for women. Every bad decision I've ever made is because of a woman.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, it's been fun though. I wish I could do more shoots. I had fun. I shot with you and Jeremy at the last one over there at Crowder, and that for Crowder not having a lot of elevation, it was still
gotta
really
watch
fun.
your bubble.
Definitely.
I mean, it is weird that you have to watch there's just enough standing on rocks or whatever, and just a little bit enough terrain that it does matter there, and really it can trick you up. And I don't know if you had enough Sitka gear on.
No, definitely not enough Sitka.
No, you have First Light.
Yeah.
If you'd had Sitka on, you probably hit all 12s.
I think you're right.
Without a doubt.
$3,000. When you look like a $3,000 tree.
You bought the
It's always
opportunity to hit all the 12s if you weren't Sitka.
Yeah. And, surprisingly enough, our lowest shooters not wearing Sitka. Look at the bottom of the
They
charts.
had Walmart pants on.
Walmart pants, maybe a little bottom land that they had passed down from their granddaddy or something like
Wrong
that.
with Walmart pants.
I've said it before. I think the Walmart Wranglers are some of the best pants money can buy. Surprisingly enough, not the denim. I don't care for their denim, but the
little performance.
Yeah, those
pants.
They're
yeah, and for $22, you just throw them in trash. You get something on them, you rip them up.
Right.
Don't care. I have Kings wear. I have the Kings pants and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a good deal on because I get industry pricing on them. But still, I do not want to wear those things out. Out west where there's not really anything to tear them up, they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
But half the time I'm never in matching camo or that.
I don't think it makes.
I'm like the bargain. I'm like the bargain bin hunter.
At the end of the day, camo's meant to break up your pattern.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're doing that with most any camo is going to do that.
Right.
I've shot bucks in blue jeans and a black hoodie because I had 40 minutes to get into the woods, and I didn't have time to change. I just grabbed my bow and I drove up the road here and got into a stand and wasn't in there for 10-15 minutes, and I made out one grunt, and he must have been laying behind a log because the next thing you know, he just pops up and he's right there, and I'm like, okay, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, even a blind pig finds a truffle once in a while, so.
I found a lot of truffles. And I'm not no trophy hunter. I'm an opportunist hunter.
Yeah.
If a big one comes out, I'm going to shoot a big one. If a little one comes out, probably going to shoot a little one. Do not care.
You were down at that High Fence Ranch down the road from here.
I love High Fence. High Fence is my jam. You put out a little corn.
Yeah.
You take a hammer out there. Once they put their head in the bucket, you just pop them.
Well, it's that way you don't ruin any of the meat, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess up the antlers for the trophy room.
I guess I got to get put in for Kansas. I guess that deadline's coming up.
Yeah. Yep, it is.
24th.
Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah.
I made a whole video about it. I can't even remember.
So, I got to do that next day or two.
Don't put in the units I'm putting in for.
I'd have to look. I don't even remember what unit.
You should go really far west, way away from where I'm going.
I'm going about 3.5 hours.
Up north?
No.
Just straight
I mean,
west.
if I get a Kansas tag, I'm going to trespass about an hour and 10 minutes from here.
So.
Yeah. Back of the church in Galena.
I've got a place to hunt out there, so.
Yeah. I love Kansas, honestly.
He ain't inviting anybody to go, but
No.
I was invited to go by somebody else.
I
Pretty nice
doubt
place.
that.
Yeah.
That far west, they got pheasants out there?
I don't know.
They even have pheasants in Kansas anymore?
Yeah, no, I've heard it's actually quite good. And the quail population is
that upland bird
back.
hunting is kind of like duck hunting. It's kind of snooty.
It's definitely. I mean, it's hard to do without.
I got my upland bird pants on, and I'm shooting my 16 gauge. It has less recoil.
Well, I started getting into upland, and I was looking at shotguns, and like, you know, I accidentally fell into like the hoity-toity shotgun YouTube rabbit hole. And he's like, yeah, this is an $8,000 gun. This is a pretty good starter gun for guys who are trying to take it seriously. I'm like, what the hell? No, man, I'm gonna go get a $600 TriStar.
I'm gonna give me a Charles Daly. It'll kill on both ends.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I'm not buying an over/under. Although I would like to have one. I think those little break action guns are fun to shoot, but I'm buying a 20 gauge and I'm going to shoot that and just call it a day.
You're using like 20 gauge.
Well, I'm getting older. I'm getting weaker. Those 12 gauges, they're just too big. They hurt too much.
10 gauge. Just go 10 gauge.
Yeah.
Then there's nothing
10 gauge,
nothing worried
inch.
about processing the bird at all.
Right. Like,
Just
well,
big.
it's dead.
Yeah.
It's done.
Can't take a picture with it, but it's dead.
Might find a couple feathers you can stick in your hat.
There you go.
No, Kansas will be fun. So you're going to bow hunt, putting for the archery tag?
Yeah.
Have you killed out there yet? Yeah.
No, I've put it off. When you start talking about the price of tags,
Yeah.
it starts, we're, especially for whitetails, we're really pushing the boundaries of, do I want to go out west for a big game hunt?
Yeah.
Versus spend this much money on a whitetail tag that I've killed, I don't know how many in my life right here in Missouri. So, so it breaks. It's hard for me to.
I want to become an outlaw and just say not buy tags anymore, whatever. They just have to catch me.
I'll cut this out. Don't worry about it.
I said I want to be. I said I've never have been, but like the way that it's getting so stupid about the price of tags and what these states are doing, and really the populations ain't getting any better. I mean, we got Missouri trying to kill every deer off they can, and then you have all these other states trying to kill every deer off. But let's be. I can't figure how Oklahoma's $700 for a tag and Kansas hasn't raised theirs to $1,000.
Well, for that $700 in Oklahoma, you get 2 buck tags and 4 doe tags.
Still though, that's
you get 2 buck tags in Missouri.
4 years
and
ago,
half the time nobody shoots that second buck tag, even with archery.
3 years ago, Oklahoma was $275.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they essentially adopted the Arkansas's model because Arkansas doesn't give you an option to just buy one deer tag.
They don't have no teeth? I went to school in Arkansas. Sorry, I can make Arkansas jokes.
Yeah, I haven't been around here long enough, I think, to dog on Arkansas like that. I'll talk about Arkansas duck hunters all day, but...
My best friend in high school, I was like, hey, why don't you go out with that girl? He's like, I'm related to her. Like, he was related to everybody in school.
So you've been out with her then. He ain't gone out with her. He's already been there.
Okay, now that took it to the next level. I meet all my best girlfriends at family reunions.
Yeah. No, but Kansas, it's the type of thing. You'll be in for $500-something after your license and the tag itself, if not more. And you get that buck tag and a doe tag. But Kansas knows it's kind of a trophy state.
Yeah.
Right. So that is kind of what it is.
It is, but at the same time, it's still a lot of money when you put a little more with it and you're looking at a out west hunt somewhere, for...
Well, probably not here in the next 2 years.
No, but...
Probably not hardly any place you can go hunt elk for that it won't be $2,000 for a bull tag.
2,000's a little hot. I imagine it'll probably top out at $1,200 for 5 to 10 years, because most of these programs are on a
Utah's like $2,000 if you draw a bull tag
for a trophy unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think Wyoming, you can. They got some deal where you can like buy points or buy into a special draw where like you almost get a tag, but it's going to cost you $1,200 or $1,300.
I think Wyoming's like $1,800 right now or something.
I don't
something.
know. I'm not educated. All I know is I see posting about it and I try not to read it because like I like going to Utah and doing the cow hunt for like, and I think it's going to be close to $900 this next year, just to go out and hang out in the mountains and run around. But the meat's good. You can't eat the horns, and I mean,
yeah.
You can stab somebody with them, I guess. But
I got a Wyoming cow elk tag last year for $400. There is good opportunities out there, definitely. It is one of the things, though, where every state in this country, has an opportunity for residents, right? So it's like if in the state of Missouri, we could kill 100 doe probably, if we really wanted to get after it. So it's like you start thinking about going out of state, and it's like, okay, this is really just a privilege. It's kind of a luxury.
Missouri is really good that we have tons of public land. I mean, out of all the places I've been, I've not seen Missouri probably has as much public land as anybody in the United States, or in this side of the thing. Like like Utah, where probably seems like most of the state's public to a certain degree.
Yeah, east of Kansas or
but
whatever.
Yeah, but like Missouri has a ton of opportunity and decent places. And I've killed deer on public land because they're with limited spots of private land. You don't want to go and burn them spots out just because you want to go hunt. And I mean, you can kill a deer on Crowder. If you hunt hard enough, you can kill a deer on Crowder. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's going to be a monster, but I have took a couple of good deer on Crowder.
Oh, there's people
over the years.
Somebody, at least one, 150, 160 comes out there every year.
Yep.
I mean,
if you want it bad enough, yeah.
You've got the surrounding farmlands that, once the rut starts, they chase the doe over there, and you're in the right place. You're in the right place. So,
yep.
I mean, it's that's part of hunting is always by chance. I mean, there's a lot of skill that goes involved, and then sometimes you just get lucky.
Yeah.
If you have enough money you can buy success. If you have enough land and you can farm deer like these guys are on TV and stuff like that, I mean, you can farm deer.
Oh, yeah.
And you can have opportunity. You do not have to be a good hunter to kill a big deer if you have good land to hunt.
Totally. And, there's companies that will do deer management for you. So if you had that 100 acres in Iowa or whatever, you hire some guys like, yeah, man, go and put the food plots out there, put the blinds up there, and I'll be back, October 15th, having them deer chained to the fence for me, essentially. But,
Cell cameras and Outdoors Channel years ago shut down access to private land because once guys had cameras out and could see what deer were on there, nobody else. Whatever, if your Aunt Jane had this parcel of land and you saw a deer on it, well, I don't want nobody else hunting on there. That's the problem with hunting is if you're getting into hunting, to go out and bust your butt on public land and try a thing where,
you're going to spend
you kind of get
years.
Yeah.
The learning curve is tough and it's brutal. Where if you're on private land and you get access, but there is no access anymore because, you get, even around here, I know one guy that has 10 places to hunt and he doesn't hunt any of them really.
Yeah.
Unless somebody's going to go out there and sit in a tree with him.
Well, that happened to me this past year. I had that 80 acres in Kansas that I was hunting, but I was just like, man, I don't know. This place is kind of being weird. I'm not seeing the game that I wanted to. And I went over to Public and shot an awesome Kansas buck, and I was really proud of it. And Jeremy does the same thing, right? Jeremy every time I talk to him, he's like, oh, I can hunt over here, I can hunt over here, I can hunt over here. And then he'll just go like sit in the back of his house on his uncle's property or something like that. And
I don't know if what Jeremy does, but
Yeah.
But when you are 3D Jesus, everybody wants you to come hunt with them.
Right. No, his phone's blowing up. People are coming to this shop all day saying, hey, look at this land. Do you want to kill some deer on it?
When you're me, you knock on the door and they say, nope,
Yeah.
get out of here.
Right. No Germans.
Yeah. Run!
Get your ass out of here, boy. What are you thinking?
No, but
it's just getting weird. And that's like I was talking to Jeremy the other day in the shop, and I said, you know what? I would gladly pay $800 to $1,000 for somebody to just take me on their land and I can go kill a turkey, because I have more funds right now than I have time.
yeah.
And people that buy hunts and stuff like that, if you are blessed to have enough money and stuff like that where, that creates opportunity, but, you're running 2 or 3 companies and you want to hunt. So, I mean, I understand where guys can buy access and buy an outfitter, because sometimes it ain't even easy, even if you have an outfitter.
No, especially on like an elk hunt or something like that. No, it's like that. It's the XY chart of like difficulty goes down as the price goes up. People realize like, oh, I can shorten this learning curve or shorten the process of this. And the more I do that, the more value it is.
I took a buddy to Oklahoma and we hunted a hog pen just for the weekend, just kind of hang out, and all wild caught hogs put in this 300-acre pen or whatever. And he bought an aoudad, and he chased audads for like a full day and couldn't kill one of them son of a guts. Once they knew they were hunted, like they put on the freaking sneaky shoes.
Well, 300 acres isn't a big piece of property for aoudad. They're used to 10,000.
But I'm saying he still couldn't kill one.
Yeah.
In a high fence when they were 100%, once they kind of clued in that somebody was after him, like they went. So, I mean, it ain't even always easy to hunt a pen unless they're just sitting there in front of a feeder and just like, oh.
I've heard people say the same thing. Like you can go to a rancher and buy a whole buffalo and then you could hunt it if you wanted to. And I've heard people say like, it was actually a really difficult hunt. You think it's going to be out there shooting cattle, and it's like, are you shooting cattle? Like, what are you talking about? Like, some cows just don't let you walk right up on them either,
Costs a lot to shoot a Black Angus. Gosh,
especially this day and age.
Yeah. No, I like it. I've always just hunted public land, wild places. Like I've never had, because in Oregon, hunting private land it's kind of unheard of, really, unless you're in the Willamette Valley. And
you were hunting with Cameron Haynes out there.
I don't know Cam.
Oregon, like running the marshy, was it like a rainforest in parts of Oregon or whatever?
Yeah, so there's the Willamette Valley, and west of that is a temperate rainforest. But then to the east of it is the Cascade Mountain Range, which is more like high desert. But they only, like Boone and Crockett only counts blacktail west of I-5 in that rainforesty type of terrain. Everything else east of it is kind of technically like a hybrid. And you go real far east into the high desert, you start getting into mule deer. And there's even mule deer blacktail
Who cares
hybrids.
about Boone and Crockett?
Well, how are you going to get the big bucks and the big sponsors and all the...
You get a big-chested girl with a low-cut top
Yeah.
to hang out with you every day and post pictures with your deer, and that's how you get the big-time sponsors.
So you haven't killed any booners, so you wouldn't know, but like them buckle bunnies? Booner bunnies. It's the new thing.
Booner bunnies.
All I know is once
Price
you
just
put
went up.
when you kill that buck that goes into that county, guys buy that book the next year, and they look what counties are producing.
Yep.
And that's what happened to Pike County. Pike County went into a point where they, after that big flood in the 80s, and it dropped all the deposits, and they said the deer just got huge because all the minerals moved off the Mississippi and everything. Mm-hmm. And this deer just got crazy in Pike and Adams County. Well, then every outfitter, and they killed a lot of big bucks. But, then nowadays you don't hear about it because there is not the amount of deer there as there was. There's still good bucks because it's Illinois and it's by the river and everything, but at the end of the day, you don't hear buying a Pike County hunt like you did 17, 18 years ago, probably 25 years ago when that was really big. So, I mean, every time I killed a deer on private land, when I come from northern Missouri, right on the Iowa line, and I had access a lot of land early 2000, late 90s, and I could hunt all these neighbors and stuff, and then the camera started, and then the outdoors channel started, and so it started shrinking up. But the moment I killed a big deer on somebody's land, and it doesn't matter how quiet you could try to keep it, big deer get known. And then you was off. And even here, I mean, I had one of the greatest freaking pieces of timber over off Goldfinch, and I killed 2 good bucks in there, and one of the cousins or something like that, he's killing all the deer before youth season. And then I'm kicked out because what? Because those deer are yours. These deer are mine because they're on my land. Well, no, if you poach one, it's the state of Missouri's, and they're going to find you out the butt. But if you hit it on the highway, it's an act of God, and they're not responsible for the $2,000 damage to your car.
No, if you're lucky.
It's kind of funny in this day and age how deer hunting is turned into. Because, even hanging around the shop, somebody shows you a good picture of a deer, and I'd be like, I'll give you $750 to go out there and hunt that deer and try to kill it. They ain't taking it.
Yeah.
How is, turning down $700 to $1,000 because, oh, my God, I might get the chance to kill that big buck.
Yeah.
And then I can put it on Facebook. I never post deer on Facebook. I never hardly post anything killing because all it does is bring you heartache if somebody figures out where you kill it. You kill a good buck on a piece of private ground, somebody's going to figure it out, and then you're going to lose access to that ground.
Well, and I mean, I've lived in this county my whole life, and I've hunted since I killed my first deer when I was 9, and I can remember in the late 80s, early 90s, this county was wide open. You could go hunt wherever you wanted to. And then as the progression of things started happening, now trying to find a place to hunt in this county is, it's tough.
Yeah.
You used to be able to hunt wherever you wanted to before cell cameras because at least took them a day or two to figure out somebody was on their land. No.
That's where camo came in. Avoid farmer.
I hate the industry. I hunt for me. I shoot archery because it's like golf. I'm never good at it, good enough. I've been good. I've won a lot of awards, but I've worked hard for that. And what people don't realize is if you love something and you want it bad enough, you have to give everything for it.
Absolutely.
You have to sacrifice time with your kids to go out there and do it. And I mean, there's times I regret things that, going to tournaments when my kids had games or whatever, but that was my passion and my want. And I worked, and one time I got my butt handed to me in Metropolis, Illinois, and got beat by 1 point. I came home after Illinois, and before the Classic, I practiced 3 hours every day. And I ended up beating everybody at the Classic by 24 points. Second place was 24 points below me.
See, but that's what I'm saying, is it's when you have these tack-type events that aren't scoring, it's you're not going to ever get that fire.
Well, you want to go and hang out with your buddies and drink beer. I get it. Honestly, if we all 3 went down there tomorrow, because was it Beaver Bend?
Out in Oklahoma.
The Oklahoma tack starts tomorrow. If me, you, and Tommy went down there and we shot a course, we would have fun because we would razz each other and we go shoot the novelty. And then, honestly, I like going down and shooting the novelty and go and see the atmosphere and talk to people that are not branded in archery. You go to an ASA event, everybody comes up to the booth. They have their brand they shoot. I shoot Matthews. I shoot this. I shoot that. And I'm not going to listen to anybody say anything different because because I can go buy a jersey and pay $120 and put all my people on here that don't sponsor me one bit because I buy my own shit.
Yeah.
But I can put it all on my jersey and I can look like Levi Morgan out there. And, it's just a whole different atmosphere where tack, you go and guys show up with a freaking diamond razor or all this crap, and they don't have any set, oh, I'm only shooting this era and I only shoot a Matthews or whatever. They're just good old boys. Most of them are just, it's like the circus coming to town once a year.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. And I like that. I've never, but I've been to a couple tacks and I've never shot one. Because me walking my fat butt out over 6 miles just to shoot targets that have nothing to do with anything. There's no money on the line. There's no pride on the line. There's no nothing. If you want to be a better shot, if you want to be a better deer hunter, if you want to be better in just life, is get hard and work at it. Because even at 3D, if I lose, I'm upset with myself, but it pushes me to do better. Mm-hmm. Where most people like, oh, I just got my feelings hurt, and and drive home. And
that's the thing with competitive target archery or indoors is you're put under the pressure. Mm-hmm. Now it does matter if you make that shot.
Right.
And if you miss that shot, it mattered. Mm-hmm. And that will help you be a better deer hunter. Even if you're doing it at local club shoots, that will help you be a better deer hunter, because that bow that shoots really good in your backyard, now all of a sudden there's something on the line and you have to make that shot. That bow ain't holding as good as it did in the backyard.
There's something to that. But that's why I like the idea of making a tack style event more competitive, right? Because then you're going to get those real world spot and stock bow hunter type situations. Then you have the added pressure of I need to get a 10 or a 12 or whatever it may be, other than like, man, I sure hope I hit the side of this bear.
You get in a shoot down situation and have 200 or 300 people standing behind you. You know, it everything gets heightened. And I mean, I guess I have buckled under that pressure. Mm-hmm. And I've also done good under that pressure, because you just have to just go back to the basics. Put the pin on it and pull.
Right.
And, I mean, it's going to move and your heart's beating and your breath is faster, but that's the same way with seeing a deer. I mean, it's way easier to shoot a buck that comes in at 10 yards all of a sudden, and like you have your bow in your hand and you're kind of somewhat ready, but he startles you and you're like, all you have to do is pull back and shoot him. Sometimes that's a lot easier than watching 150, 160 inch buck come 150 yards across the field, just bloop, 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 and you're like,
then he hangs up at 45 facing you, and he just milling around, and he won't, and then he finally breaks and starts coming in, and
he's already got carbon flown at him at about 60 if he's broadside. Wait, sorry. 25 yards. Because anything past 30 is completely
useless.
Yeah, and I mean, and if there's an adult class that shoots 30 yards, the person who should invented that should be kicked right in the nads. Because, I mean, 6-year-olds to, 12-year-olds should be shooting a 30-yard class, not a grown man.
I think young adult shoots 35 or 40. Some of them young adult classes. I don't know the exact ones.
Which is pretty sad sometimes. I'll choke on a 30-yard target because I don't practice it as much as I practice 45 and stuff. And I mean, really, honestly, there's times I feel like I need to go back to basics, because we go to a national shoot and we're going to get a 26, 27-yarder and a 32-yarder. And those are ones you really can't afford to miss.
Yeah, you need
but
to
we do those, because we don't practice those shots all the time, because your peep is going to be super low at 20, and so you can get out to 80 to 100 yards, and everything's set up, and there's so much to archery. But when I learned it, I had to learn it the hard way, because nobody was holding your hands. There was no YouTube. There was no you had to hang out in a bow shop,
trial by error.
And I mean, that was the biggest thing, is when I got into archery, I hung around the bow shop and didn't say much, which that's hard to believe. But I mean,
now I know you're lying.
Yeah. And and I watched who was the best. And then, I mean, I was bouncing between two bow shops, but then I realized where the better shooters were coming from. And that's where, if you're going to be iron, to sharpen, you need, like.
Iron sharpens it.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your competition.
Yeah.
And you never know how your bow shoots until you're in a pressure situation with it. You can shoot all in your yard as you want, but you have to go to competitions because they always shoot different. Even shooting dots. Like, I mean, you can practice, but I know when I get pressured, I'm going to wear out the right side of the 10 ring on a Vegas until I get calm, and then it'll come back around. Just the way I hold the bow or the way my body tenses up. And I mean, that's the thing about multiple shooting. Like, you're not going to get good overnight. You just have to figure out all the things, because like I have 3 different shot sequences. If one ain't working, I go to something else. I'm always changing my mind around things, because if something ain't working, I have another bag in the tricks.
I've never thought about that. I like that a lot. That's a really interesting philosophy.
So I mean, like, used to, like, John Dudley used to have Carter Revenger type hinge, and he'd have 3 different hinges all set in different speeds or whatever. But, like, I have 3 different shot processes. Like, I can pull on the bow and trigger it with my thumb that way. I can pull really hard and just punch crap out of the trigger, which works too. And then I have, one where, I mean, I'll expand my chest. I'll just load up and expand my chest till it goes off. But I have 3 different tricks in the bag, because if I'm pressured or I'm feeling something that ain't working, I want to be able to change it so it ain't going to affect my whole day. Like, you always hit. Like, I feel like if you make a good shot, you know you made a good shot. And if it didn't hit, why didn't it hit?
And if you've been shooting long enough, you can definitely tell what happened there, what went wrong. What you said was really interesting, because I think about before the internet, your exposure, who you were exposed to, like you were saying, was all that you really had. It's like you didn't know that Sidney Sweeney existed if you only lived in Knoll, Missouri your whole life, right?
When I started going to ASAs, I stalked Randy Almer. I swear to God, I stalked him. Like, and then like one day he's like, "You just gonna stand back there and just watch us shoot, or you want to come up here and shoot with us?" Like, and I mean, because he was like, when I first started shooting or whatever, like, he was one of the guys, him and
top dog, yeah.
And and it just, just watching how, there's always winners and there are always losers. And I think some people don't know how to win. They might luck out every once in a while and do good and win, but they're not a constant winner. Because a constant winner makes a decision to win. When he steps out on the field, he has already got in his mind that I'm going to be Michael Jordan today. I want the ball thrown to me. If there's a pressure situation, I want the ball thrown to me. And I think that's with any top athlete, especially in the shooting sports or whatever. You make a decision not to lose, or you make a conscious decision to go out there and win.
Do you think it's that same type of winning mentality where we start seeing maybe some ego in the sport?
Oh, there's a ton of ego in this.
Well, when I
the guys who have it have a little bit of accolades sometimes.
I mean, and there's some that are fairly humbled, but I mean, well, you're not going to be at the top of your game. Like, you're not going to be at the top of in any sport and not carry an ego.
Right. You have to have a certain amount of confidence within yourself.
Well, it's took me 30 years to check mine. I mean, like, when I first started, like, I would almost be the Jekyll out there. Like, I would always run my mouth enough that I couldn't fail, because if I fail, I'm going to look like a big giant teabag,
Yeah.
And so, and now, and then, so it took me 10 years to figure out how to win a national tournament. I shot good around home. I was a good shooter around home, but I would go and I would try too hard at a national event, and and I would bomb. Like, how do I shoot these scores? Why do I suck so bad? Like, and beat myself up with it, but I kept kicking the rock. And then in 2014, I won my first one. They handed me this, pacewood plaque, looks like a piece of plywood behind it, and hand me a check that had no significance whatsoever in my life. Like, I'm not going to go home and quit my job or anything. Yeah. And I was like, I worked so hard for this big piece of crap, But then Elite was paying $1,000 to win the class, so that was what motivated me. And then I was like, I mean, I got a whole. You can look right behind me. I got a whole freaking box of plaques back here that don't mean anything at the end of the day. But it was, I think it was more my pride and everything that I'm not a good winner, but I'm a horrible loser. Mm-hmm. And I don't care. Once I win, it's over. I'm off to win the next thing. Where some people, they win something like, oh my God, look at me.
Yeah.
For 2 months, till the next shoot, you're going to see a picture on Facebook every day of their holding their plaque or whatever. It's the best moment of my life. Well, no. For certain people, I don't think winners work that way, because once they win and they achieve that goal, then they're always going back to achieve another goal.
Yeah.
And what makes, and not to be prideful, but I want my shooting to speak for me. Mm-hmm. Even if we're shooting league or whatever. Last year I had a horrible time at league, but I was coming back from a surgery and created some bad habits, and I was just I just wanted to put a gun in my mouth sometimes. My scores were so bad, and then it was just and then this year it came back around, but you don't have to tell anybody you're good.
No, and it's one of those things where you could talk smack and then just go out and shoot great and be like, yeah, no big deal. I did kind of like shooting with you, though, because you were relatively humble in league this year, and it was one of those things where it was your scores are, 20, 30 points above everybody's pretty much consistently, so it's we're all fighting for crumbs after that.
And I'm not happy with that score. I feel like every night I walk in and I shoot a Vegas round, I should shoot a 300. Mm-hmm. And I was plagued with 296. But I went to Rushmore Rumble. I shot 296. And then the last night of league we shot somewhere. I can't remember if it was Outback or wherever. I shot a 297. I was like, oh my God, I just broke the streak, and it's I don't know. I like bowhunter. I don't like shooting lenses. I don't like shooting long bars. But I'm a nobody in archery. Even though the amount of money I've won more money than most pros have that have called themselves pros. But I've worked just as hard as they have. But in the whole big scheme of things, we are nobodies. If you shoot bowhunter, you're a nobody.
Well, so
then somebody made a post about Kevin Wilkie winning bowhunter. Well, when the year I won bowhunter in Vegas, he tied with me and I beat him on X's. Well, he won it, and Bow Junkies made a post about it, and I made a comment oh, I guess I didn't think Bow Junkie cared about bow hunters. He must be special. And then somebody made a comment if you don't like it or something, just come to Vegas, get your ass handed to you next year. And I was like, you might look who you're trying to talk smack to before you say something that's way above your pay grade.
Nobody's ever done any research before leaving a Facebook comment.
Oh yeah, and it's
Not
just
once.
and I know Kevin, and Kevin probably think it's funny if he saw the comment or whatever. But I just feel if you're winning Vegas or you're winning the national shoot, you are at the top of your tier no matter what. Mm-hmm. And the amateurs pay for everything. The pros get all the fame or whatever, and they get to be the prima donnas, but at the end of the day, the amateurs pay for everything. The guys that come and they pay for everything full price at Lancaster. They pay full price for everything. They don't get nothing for free. And, they're the ones footing the bills. And half the time, pros will try to run away from you, and they only want to talk to their pro buddies.
I've heard this is a problem, yeah.
And Levi Morgan, he's gone. If he's not shooting, you ain't gonna find Levi Morgan.
There's a certain level of fame where it's you can't.
I've been humble. I stay around. I talk to all the mere peasants that come up to the booth.
Yeah. the song of your people, yeah.
But then there's Tim Gillingham, and Tim's the best pro. He's outspoken and he puts his foot in his mouth every once in a while, but still at the end of the day, he is there from when the tournament starts till we close up the gold tip booth. And I've seen him take people with Easton airs and take them to the bags and help them get their crap lined out.
Yeah. Well, because, next year when they buy a dozen, they're like, man, Tim Gillingham was the coolest guy I've ever met. He was the blah, 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 and they're buying gold tips. So I have a couple thoughts here. One is, with bowhunter numbers are up. You look at shoots, whether it's ASA or whatever, the majority of your people participating is now bow hunter, and then you have this big tournament that's a bow hunter tournament, no lenses, no long bars, none of that stuff. Do you think there'll be more money in bow hunter in the future?
It's always been the redhead stepchild of archery, because no matter what I've accomplished I've won OPA, I've won Vegas, I've won, numerous Shooter of the Year titles, Pro Bow Hunter and IBO, and I've shot longer distance, and like even at home ranges, I'll shoot against open guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, I won out of open 45 shooting my bow hunting setup when the other guys were trying to get me kicked out for shooting pins because I said I was ranging targets with pins. And it was a highlight of my thing. And I should never go out and win an open class.
Right. If you have lenses and bars and all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I just have more talent than they do. Or I work on my stuff. It's amazing how many people go to a national tournament and they spend all the top money, but yet they're crap. They don't know how to work on it. They know nothing about tuning their own bow. Mm-hmm. And like yesterday, I changed my setup around. I spent 30 minutes bear shaft tuning till I got right. And then I stepped back to 80 yards, bloop, right in the coyote. And I mean, and they don't, and then like, I always call it the 3-year bubble. There's 3 people that are in, like, going to the tournaments for 3 years. And in 3 years, if they don't see any success, they just quit. They go to another hobby that they're going to be mediocre. The moment I shot my first arrow, I was done. Archery was the only thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And from that point, that was all I wanted to do. And I have sacrificed and everything, and I have worked my butt off, and I shoot every day. And if you can put your bow down and not shoot it for a week or two, and you're happy with that, then you're not a bow hunter. You can be a bow hunter, I guess, but you're not an archer.
Right.
Because you want to shoot and you want to sharpen your skills every day. And the older I get, just the crappier I get. But
it's been weird, right? Because it's like I've watched interest in bow hunting have big ups and downs. Like when Rogan got into bow hunting, it was like everybody's going out and buying bows. I mean, that guy probably sold 1 million compound bows, and then people just kind of fall off after a few years, like you're saying, and then dies back down.
Well, they realize there's work involved.
It's tough.
I mean, it ain't a give me sport.
Yeah,
it kicks you in the teeth every once in a while. That's why I love it.
Yeah,
it kicks me in the teeth every once in a while.
It will
that's
humble you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess when I picked up archery, I shot 4H 22s and air rifles, and I shot, shotguns. I had a proficiency in aiming. Mm-hmm. So once you put the bow in my hand and I learned the mechanics and learned the tricks, I excelled at it. But it was the moment I started doing it, like, I just wear targets out. That was all I wanted to do. I mean, I looked, everything is when I got off work, I was either going hunting or I'm going home to shoot my bow. And the one thing I love hunting, just simple fact of when the moment happens, do you have the grit to get it done and match, make the shot, this, that, and other. I mean, that's one thing about hunting. But as far as hunting thing, I really could care less about hunting sometimes. It's more as I don't get to shoot my bow enough. And that's why I like going to archery tournaments. And I mean, like at this point, I've been doing ASA for over 25 years. And I hate the industry. I hate the people that think they're archers and they come to the events and they have a social media following, but they don't know nothing about archery. And I'm still going, and I love the competition, but I don't like the atmosphere. I don't like the people that don't have any clue how hard I work versus the people that are winning are working harder. They're always working harder.
Yeah. Well, and, someone like Tim Gillingham, for example, very well-decorated archer in his own right, but ridiculously famous.
He learned everything from me. It's okay.
And that's what I was getting to.
I had to coach him up a few years ago. It worked out,
But so what do you think it is that has set Tim apart, and that, because, Tim's on everybody's radar. If
and Tommy's seen it because years ago, he would have a bad tournament or a bad day shooting, and he would be out there till it was pitch black, still working on his bow or whatever, and like
come in from around, tear the bow completely down, rebuild the whole thing.
I can show you
the bags and just.
I could show you pictures of his backyard, and he's probably got $50,000 worth of targets in his backyard. Hell, he's got piles of targets he don't even use. But I mean, to play the unknown archery game, you have to have targets. You have to mind imprint those targets every day. And he is never afraid to spend the money. Like, he had his whole islands replaced so he could still try to shoot at the level.
Well, like he had surgery in his
eyes?
like
he had his right eye, like he had his whole lens changed at 50. So, he wasn't having the degeneration of your eye or whatever because
right,
of older
right,
stuff.
yeah.
So he spent whatever money
he got like
to
a
have
Neuralink rangefinder implanted.
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to one thing: an absolute, almost mental disorder of obsession.
Right.
To play, and it really don't matter what sport you're talking about. If you're talking about going to the top of the mark, you are almost going to be unhealthy.
Right.
And you're never even happy with winning half the time. Like, it's just, you always could do better. Like, I've shot crappy scores and be like, oh my God, I'm going to get my. And then everybody else shoots that much worse because at the end of the day, in my golden time, my scores were always going to be above most people. And like, so it just was funny. Like, I would have a really bad tournament and I'd be like, oh my God, my score is horrible. And then the field would be that same amount of points under. So I mean, it's such a game. Like, and you can't, like, you get out there and you tense up and you do stuff. Like, once you get in that tournament thing and you're trying harder, the moment you're trying harder, you're already setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
And so you just got to go out there and it's got to be like you do in your yard every day. Like, it should be like when I go in and I shoot league, like, if I can shoot the same score in league here at home and I can go to a national tournament and shoot the same score, then I'm doing great, because usually you should have a 10 to 15% drop off.
You think that's what it is when the competition's on, like about 10 to 15% standard decrease?
Oh, I mean, a guy that's going to be a 97 shooter at home, I mean, really, if he shoots a 90 to a 89, he probably did good. If he shoots his average, you can't go to a big national tournament and think, I'm going to shoot over my average. I ain't been doing it at home, but I'm just going to miraculously show up and I'm going to crank out a 300 and it's going to be perfect. That's not how it works. Usually you tense up.
Well, and if that was to happen too, you'd feel like a fluke, right? Because it's like you got lucky more than anything. And luck's unreliable.
I don't know, Adderall, you get Adderall's pretty good for shooting sports.
I would hate to. I took Adderall one time. I felt like a Beavis and Butthead episode. It was terrible. Like,
so I have bad, whatever we call it, age.
Yeah.
So, but like, it makes me hyper focus at things. Like, my life is chaos. Like. My workroom is chaos. Like, I can function with chaos. And Tommy can agree to it. I could tell him I wouldn't be home. He could walk in here and it'd be completely chaos. And I could tell him exactly where something was on my workbench. But he would look at it and be like, oh my God, what this?
Yeah,
and
I'm the total opposite.
He's super clean and thing. But like, it's funny how your mind works. But like, I feel like that helps me, because if I'm interested in something, but the moment I get bored with something, like, I could care less where I'm at or how much money's on the line or whatever. If I get really bored or I have a bad shooting situation where I have to deal with somebody I don't want to deal with half the time and I just check out, like, I'm like, whatever.